Well, hi everyone. Hey, I hope you're all doing well as can be expected during this very odd time that we're living in, right? With all the quarantines and schools closing, and I know probably all of you are directly affected, and I want to be sure you're staying healthy and hopefully you're doing okay. I know it can be extremely aggravating, and we just are all in this together doing our part to try to help the more vulnerable folks in our communities not get this virus and be really sick from it. So as healthy people, let's all work together and see what we can accomplish with all of this. I wanted to check in on all of you and say hello. Along with, I've been asked questions about the coronavirus and the housing market. Wanted to touch on some facts about that here in our local market. I've also wanted to get you some information on interest rates, which I'm sure you've heard by now, the 0%. Some of you know, some of you don't know what that means. I want to get that clear with you and get you the facts. And I've also attached a couple of really good articles to this email. One from a local RN on her perspective and what they're doing in our local hospitals. And then another one with regard to sunlight and fresh air as it pertained to the 1918 influenza pandemic. And I found that really interesting and wanted to share that with you too. So we'll touch on that a little bit towards the end of this video. Right now, let's get to business first. In our market, now I will start by saying the real estate market, a housing market is not one size fits all. So you have different cities, different counties. It's all different in those different cities and counties all across the United States. So it's important for you to know what's happening in your local market, where you own property. What's happening? Is the coronavirus affecting that in any way? Some of these markets that depend on more international buyers and sellers may be affected. Right now, in San Luis Obispo County, it's just as I reported in January that we have, of course, low inventory. The inventory, we have a little bit more going on with the inventory, but we also have really well-qualified buyers out there. I'm still seeing price reductions with folks that have stayed too high with their price and they haven't come quite down to the market yet. But as it pertains to the coronavirus, I'm not seeing cancellation of escrows, people not wanting to see property or put their houses on the market. I'm not seeing our market directly affected by the coronavirus at this time. Of course, I don't have a crystal ball. I know you get tired of me saying that. I wish I did, believe me. But, I'm not going to say that maybe here in the next month or so we don't have a bit of a slowdown. Now, I'm not talking about prices tanking, a recession, the economy tanking. I'm talking about a slowdown in showings of homes on the market. Maybe buyers we may see this, and I've seen it a couple times of buyers concerned about seeing a property. Who lives there? Do you have kids? Has anyone been sick? We might see properties stay on the market a little bit longer. For instance, right now it's 26 days on market for homes that are turnkey and priced correctly. And it may go into over a 30-day period, possibly. And that's all if people take a step back. If this all slows down a little bit, we'll have a slowdown in how things move off the market. We might have escrows take a little bit longer as well if county offices and such close or they have delays because of this coronavirus. So it all remains to be seen, and that is my job, to keep you informed, keep you updated. So that's what I will do. I have been talking to my colleagues in Southern California, in Northern California. I've also spoke with some folks in different states. They all are reporting really good activity, that they're really busy, and they're not seeing anything affecting their market right now directly related to the coronavirus. Again, we'll have updates and I will keep you informed. So the next thing I want to talk about is the interest rates. You've probably seen it blasted out there that the interest rate went to 0%. Well, that 0% has affected the between banks, the buying of loans and such between banks to 0%. And that directly affects car loans, RV loans, credit cards, not the mortgage interest rates. Now, that being said, it is related to the bonds and treasury market, where when the stock market doesn't do well, the bonds and treasuries do better. Weird, right? But that's the way it all goes. So it will take about 2 weeks to see if this 0% rate between banks now will affect the mortgage interest rates. It's a 1 to 2 week period. So I'll stay on top of that. I'm sure you'll get some information on that as well. Now, if it does affect the mortgage interest rates, people are saying, my experts that I speak with are saying that it more than likely they'll go down. How far down? Nobody knows. They suspect it will go a little bit. Maybe not a whole point, maybe not half a point. It remains to be seen. So just wanted to get clear on that factual information on that, because sometimes people think, wow, 0% has nothing to do with mortgage loans right now. Okay, but I'll tell you, the interest rates are still at a historical low regardless. And they did go down this last week and last few days. So check on those interest rates. That is another thing. Interest rates are not one size fits all. It depends on you as a buyer. What do you have down? What's your credit score? What's your employment history? A lender really has to talk to you and ask you some questions to see what you qualify for and what your interest rate's going to be. So when you do see it at 3.9, 3.8 for a 30-year fixed, it might not pertain to you. It's just the well qualified buyers get that prime interest rate. So talk to your professional. You need a referral, let me know. Okay. Enough about business, on to health. I think that we can all agree if we don't have our health, we don't have much. And that's where I'm most concerned for all of you. Stay with the protocols. If you do have an immune suppressed system, stay home. The rest of us that are healthy, it's really warm in my heart that we've got community spirit. We're coming together, going shopping for those that really shouldn't be out and about. It is going to affect our economy locally with our restaurants and such, where, we could still patronize those people. They're doing curbside service. Let's patronize those that we could still, keep in business. Again, we're going to have some bumps and bruises out of this, but let's all try to come together and help those that, are trying to stay in business and keep them busy. We also have the, schools. This is just a complete blessing for those of you that have kids home from school right now. The schools are giving the breakfast and the lunch curbside to parents to take home. That is great. It's going to save people some money. Those of you that have the kids home from school right now. That's wonderful. This whole community, we're in it together spirit is what's going to get us all through it. And if we all work together, we will kibosh this thing, we'll slow it down and come out healthy and hopefully learn something from it. Look, we Americans, we've been through 9/11, the influenza epidemic, the influenza pandemic I was talking about, 9/11, the Great Recession. We've been through a lot, and individually, I know there's a lot of you that are and have suffered from cancer and other things in your life that have been very, very tragic and trying. So we're tough. I think we all come together and we're in this together. We can get through this and we will get through it. So listen, you have questions or anything for me, if I can help and, drop off something to your house if you're local, I'm happy to do that. Those of you, again, that are immune compromised, please, stay at home and rely on the rest of us to help you out. I think that's a great thing that we can all do for each other. The other thing, let's all just try to keep a good sense of humor. I've heard so many great jokes and funny stuff, and, if we can all make a laugh or two out of it, great, Let's try to keep our sense of humor about it, take care of each other, and listen, really tune into your local communities. There will be from your local offices and officials updates on what's happening in your community and how they're treating the coronavirus. We had an update of restaurants doing social distancing or now can only do curbside service. So be sure you get the latest. Be sure you get your information from the experts, the CDC, the infectious disease folks. No media bashing here, but, that information could get out there and try to cause a big ruckus. Okay, so let's get our information from the experts and stay informed. Okay, any questions you have, please let me know. Stay healthy, and I hope to hear or see you or speak with you very soon. Right now, you'd be hearing from me about our movie party or a client appreciation party gathering. And, to stay in sync with all of that, I'm pushing that out a bit. We're going to see how things go. But believe me, we're going to have a lot of fun in the near future. Okay? So everyone be well. Thank you all. I want you all to just stay healthy and care about you so much. So take it easy. We'll talk soon.